We're at episode 38, right?
38, man.
Jesus Christ. Golly.
We're close to 40.
Golly. We should be at 60 right now.
I feel like, yes.
Honestly, we should be at 60.
Things happen.
Procrastination, but that's okay.
You gotta be kidding me.
Okay. You know what? Fuck you. All right, let's start. All right, fuck you, man. Let's get started.
We've already started.
Shut up. All right. Welcome to episode 38 of the Burchalations podcast. We are your hosts, Parker and Justin Birch.
Birch Bros, baby.
And today we're going to be getting into some more different topics. And, we have two new guests today.
Oh, my goodness.
If you two would like to introduce yourselves, we'll start right here, and then we'll
tell us
go towards the end.
Tell us what your name is. I'm guessing y'all are in school still. Mm-hmm. All right, tell us where y'all go, what y'all do, social security number, body count, all that good stuff. Yeah, you know how it goes.
Big emphasis on the social security number.
And body count, yeah.
Big emphasis on the social security.
Asking for,
that's just the bare minimum.
For hundreds and hundreds of guys that may or may not find y'all attractive.
Thank you. I'm Piper. I'm from Murfreesboro, and I go to MTSU, and I'm not making comment on the other two.
Sweet. That is smart.
All right. My name's Emmy Neagle. I also go to MTSU, and no comment on the other two as well.
She's from Murfreesboro, too.
No social security number?
Wow.
We almost got you.
We almost got him, man.
Do you want to go first?
Well, okay, so y'all both go to MTSU. Now, coming from someone that went to MTSU as well and dropped out his sophomore year, but
Stupid.
I want, what is it like over there now? Is it kind of like, y'all still party, or y'all
I mean, we don't party because we go to Cahoots, but
Yeah.
they throw frats and stuff
I
like
mean,
that.
they throw frat parties, but
They're
we don't go.
have you ever been before?
Yes, and it was a traumatic experience.
Traumatic.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I would not be back.
No party.
Never again.
That's terrible. Well, just to kind of break the ice here, all right, I want to start a little easy off of y'all tonight. So, when it comes to the quality of guys in, let's just say, Tennessee, because we all live here, right? Mm-hmm. What city has the worst quality in men in the state of Tennessee?
I'm gonna put Shelbyville, Tennessee, out there.
Shelbyville?
Shelbyville, that's different.
I'm gonna put that out there, or any other small city like Bell Buckle, anything like that. And I think Lebanon, Tennessee, is also a close runner-up to that one as well.
I agree with Lebanon, but I'm going to go with Murfreesboro for number one.
Shelbyville, Murfreesboro, and small towns. Wow.
Eagleville.
Basically all of Tennessee, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
please press the orange button, man.
Golly.
I can't do it, man.
okay. You not filter that out at all, but that's okay. It's okay.
People in the comments are going to love this.
It's okay.
Here come the comments.
It's
Justin.
fine.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. Sorry for
I'm
what?
not really
Actually,
sorry.
no, I'm not. I'm not sorry.
Sorry for what, man? It's your
Yeah, this your episode, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Talker-ish.
Change our minds.
Oh,
Yeah,
here
exactly.
come
Man, tell them to be different, man.
Please be different.
Yeah, tell them to be different.
I'm tired.
Okay,
Please be different.
You know what? Speaking of that,
Yeah, that's right.
Speaking of being
don't be
different-
nice. Be different. Treat her like shit. Treat her like ass. That's what being different means.
you know what? Speaking of being different,
He just waved his drink up. Okay. All right.
speaking of being different, I want to ask you two ladies, all right, and you can give me your honest answer. I'm not backing you to a corner. I want you to give your honest, open mic answer. Where do you think, generally, most men are fucking up?
That's a good question, man. Good question.
You can talk your
Yes.
shit now.
Go ahead, Pipe.
Talk your shit now.
Yeah. Unfiltered, yes. Speak your mind.
My situations, I'm going to say leading girls on
Okay.
and missing their opportunities.
Missing their opportunities in what way?
Like, they'll lead a girl on, and then they'll come back, and then they're already gone at that point because who's dumb enough to go for a second round at that?
Okay.
A lot of chicks, actually.
Me.
Oh, wow. I did not. Okay.
It sounds like you have a certain sense of self-worth, so that's
Sometimes.
good. Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Okay, can you tell me if this statement is true or not? Okay, I'm just going to say this. All right,
Wow.
This is another topic that I wanted to get into. And, I want to speak to the men that are watching right now. Okay? Men, we don't have to lie to women. Okay?
We really don't.
You want me to tell you why?
Yeah, why?
You want me to tell you why? Here's why. Because when a woman comes to the conclusion that she likes your ass, you don't have to lie to her. She'll lie to herself.
That's true.
And one thing that I learned about most women, whenever they like a dude, whenever they come to that conclusion that they like a dude, nothing that he says ever has to make sense ever again.
Not really. It takes a whole lot for that girl that really likes that dude to really snap out of the, I guess we'll call it a trance in a sense.
Yeah. Well, think about how they fall in love. Women fall in love with their heads.
That's true.
While we as men, we really fall in love with like our eyes, and that's why.
You mean ears for women?
No. But they fall in love with their heads.
Their ears.
Like they have to
listen.
Psychologically
That's why I said ears. Women fall in love with.
Sure, but at the end of the day,
with
it's
what
still
they
the
hear.
mind.
With what they hear, and men fall.
They fall in love with their heads,
like what they make up in
think
their
about-
heads about the guy.
Because think about like our,
I know where you're going with, but
think about like our resources. Think about like our resources of pleasure. Like what do like men do to like try to feel like pleasure? They watch pornography, right? Whereas
sadly, yeah.
Whereas women, they
strip
what?
clubs and stuff.
Whereas women, they do what? Watch reading romance novels or watching romance movies and stuff like that. So, like I said, they fall in love with their heads. That's why,
and they're both very unrealistic expectations on both sides.
True. Yeah, I agree.
Like,
a guy can learn how to.
Romantic movies are very dramatic.
Well, a guy can learn how to fuck.
I just think that whenever a girl does fall in love,
not where I was going with that. But okay.
She like masks, makes excuses for anything a guy does. Like if like a girl truly loves somebody, like she's gonna make excuses for whatever he does because she doesn't want to leave him because she cares about him. But the difference between that and like a guy is a guy will like as soon as a girl messes up or like does something that he doesn't like, he's so fast to leave. Like it doesn't matter.
Well, okay. I love what you said just now.
Oh no.
And I'll capitalize that off what I said last week. I believe for any individual in a relationship to perform at their best, man or woman, I want to all correct myself from last week. For a man or a woman to perform at their best in a relationship, they have to feel like they could lose that person. Mm-hmm. Not saying like they're like on the verge of losing them, but they have to feel like they could actually lose that person. For example, like if we see like she doesn't tolerate some of these things, like we're not going to try to do some of those things. But if she continues to come back after we do this fuckery, like I mean, Lord knows we're not going to stop because we see what you will tolerate.
I mean, look at as if you're at work, right? Which one's going to try and work harder? The one that is uncertain to have that job tomorrow, or someone that is secured at that job for 10 years?
Uncertain.
No matter what they do.
Uncertain.
The one that's uncertain. The one that's on thin ice and whatnot. So
I like that question. I love that.
It's a little analogy.
That was good.
I like that too.
That was good.
Look at it that way.
That was good.
If you're the first, the newbie coming in, you're trying to prove yourself, trying to get them raises and stuff like that. Whereas someone that's been there for 10 years and is comfortable, it's like, I ain't doing that. I know I'm going to be here tomorrow.
That is very true. And I have another question for you guys. Mm-hmm. Do you believe that most women care about what men really want? Or do they care about what they think men want?
Think about this.
I think that women do care about what men want because, I mean, every guy is different and every guy wants, like, something else out of their relationship. Like, some guys are okay with, like, some things and that some guys aren't. So, like, I think that, like, me personally, like, if I get into, like, a new relationship with somebody, like, and they tell me some expectations that they have for me, I'm going to, like, abide by those expectations, like, but every guy is different, So, like, I don't know. I think that women, I care about what, like, my boyfriend or, like, whoever I'm talking to, like, wants out of me.
Yeah, I agree with that statement.
That's good. That is good. What about you?
That's good.
I agree.
Thing?
I was going
That's good. I'm happy that you two agree, but here's the reality. Most
women do not.
Yellow,
most women
I'm glad.
don't.
Yeah. I'm glad that you two actually care about what men want. But let me give you the reality. Most ladies, they don't really give a shit about what most men want, because every time we tell them what we want, we always get demonized or scrutinized, or we get called gay, we get called misogynistic, we get called toxic, insecure.
I'm feeling
small
a little
dick
bit of
energy,
hostility
which
here.
is absolutely fucking hilarious, considering the fact that they can say that they want a man who's 6 feet, 6-pack abs,
valid.
6 inches,
No.
and
More like
6
6'4".
fingers.
That's valid.
And you know what's crazy? But do you know what's crazy? No one will have a problem with you saying that. No one will have a problem, except for the ones that don't qualify.
That's true.
Yes, I agree too. And I think that women do like,
But here's the difference, though, between us and y'all. We know that we can't control like what some of the things that you ask for, like height. Mm-hmm. But here's what most guys usually have a preference over: weight.
that's exactly what I was about to say.
And last time I checked, you can't control your height, but you can damn sure control your weight.
go to the
I
gym.
completely agree with that.
Eat healthier.
And I think that men get like scrutinized a lot for being like, I personally don't want like a girl who's bigger than this size, or like I don't want a girl who's smaller than this size. Like it goes both ways. But women can go and be like, I want a guy who's over 6 feet, like he has to be over 200 pounds, like stuff like that. And it's okay. But like I think that men get scrutinized a lot for like being like, I don't want to date somebody that size either way, like big or not.
Well, it's because we're not allowed to have standards. And
I think we're allowed to have
here's the most fucked
standards.
up.
I think so, too.
Here's the
Like,
most
I
fucked.
have
What?
standards.
Well, we as men, we're not allowed to have standards for the most part, because we're going to get demonized for. And it's crazy because I mean, let's keep it real. Women have more standards than men most of the time.
Yeah, that's true.
Absolutely.
I would there's this little list I'm gonna try, like start doing in my notes. Like whenever I'm seeing like a public interview, it's like, hey, like what's a ick in a guy, so to speak. Which
I heard someone say if they drink water.
I've had someone say that if he cooks, it's like what? Because like, why are you cooking? It's like, wait, what?
I was like, bro,
It's a
you
woman's
cannot,
job.
You cannot make this shit up. But most women don't know how to cook.
Well, I mean,
A guy
that's
that
true.
can cook is
That's-
attractive.
wait,
Most women don't know how to cook.
It is a woman's job, but most women don't know how to cook.
That's true. Okay.
They can't cook like their moms, but they can drink like their dads.
Shit crazy, man.
The dad topic.
How the hell does that make sense?
Man, but I'm gonna start making a long list of girls of like what icks they have in a guy. I'm just
We do that.
No, what you need to do is like make a list in your notes
There's
of
this
icks
one-
that you have for a girl.
Yeah.
that's about at least
Or your
probably,
standards.
That's probably like
I don't really have
6.
that many icks.
I probably have like 6. Whereas a girl, there's one reel.
Can you
where
elaborate?
There's like one TikTok.
Elaborate on what?
on what?
Your icks in girls.
I don't really have that many icks because, just.
I mean, we can talk about that real quick.
I mean, you
just-
gotta
what are
have
your-
a few. You
what
know?
are
Yeah, of course.
What's your
I
ick
do.
in a girl, Justin?
Well, I have a couple, just don't be a hoe. Like don't embarrass me out here in public. Just small stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm pretty simple.
I don't think that's an ick. I think that's expectations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
okay.
but common sense ain't
ick,
so common nowadays. Now, is
Ick,
it?
yeah, ick if they, what you call it? If they,
If I do something nice and
If they're
like open the
delusional.
door and they're like, "Oh, as you should," blah blah blah.
Okay,
I
that's
hate
fair.
that
I'm gonna be like-
bullshit. I hate that. I'm gonna choke slam you out this door. What? I hate that so much, bro.
that is,
I hate
that's
ratchet.
wild.
I hate that ratchet shit.
Yeah, me too.
I hate that.
Ratchet ain't the move.
Ratchet ain't the move.
Unless you working on some damn wood and you need that tool. No, not wood.
All right.
Fucking. Hold on, not wood. Fucking. God. Hold on.
Are you talking about?
Not wood.
Like a hatchet.
No.
Is this
no,
where? If this is where I think you're going, I don't want to say it, but
No, not.
Is
Just forget. Just
okay.
forget.
Is this getting sexual? in any
No,
sense?
no, God,
Okay,
no,
all
God,
never
no.
mind.
I wasn't-
I'm on the
I
wrong.
wasn't even close.
I'm on the wrong track.
What the fuck you thinking?
Well, you
bro?
said wood, so I thought like penis or something.
Get your mind together, bro.
No, my bad, man.
Get your mind together. Ask the next question.
I
Get your
like
mind
it.
together, bro.
You want me to talk about what I was gonna?
Yeah, bro. What the fuck, man?
I'm sorry, man.
Golly, such a disappointment.
Now, what I was talking about, we were talking about trauma before this episode started, right?
Yep.
And y'all had a lot to say about daddy issues in a sense. Was your dad around? Was like what's going on here?
Personally, for me, my dad was around, and he's still around, but I still have daddy issues.
Okay, me personally, my dad is physically here, but emotionally he is not.
There we go.
So, yeah, me and my dad have never had a close relationship, and like, it's just he's like best friends with my brother, and like it's just like a gender thing where it's like he has so many expectations, which is like a topic we keep coming back to, but it's like he has so many expectations for me that I have to live up to, but like my brother is allowed to like run free and do whatever he wants. But there's just a lot.
Can I tell you why that might
Yes.
be? Can I tell you why? Because when the man is born and when he's growing up, basically like when he's like a fresh 18-year-old, we're not shit. Unless we're like rapping or in the league or, you know, like a famous TikToker or country singer, we're not shit.
Yeah.
But if you're but the moment that you turn 18, guess what you become? You become the hottest prospect on the market. Because
Are you talking like?
here's why. Because you have this thing called inherent value as a woman. While we as men, we have to work for our value. Mm-hmm. So my point with that is the reason why he's more likely to so the reason why he is able to run around a little bit more than you, I guess, is because he doesn't have any value to preserve like how you do.
That's fair.
And I think deep down you know that you have that value to preserve because I'm a man, because let's keep it real, like most women, they don't even like hoes themselves. So
What's the first thing you call a girl when you don't like her?
She a hoe.
our points exactly. So
I mean, women don't even hang around whores, so why do they expect
I
men
mean-
to understand something that they don't even like understand?
yeah, it's crazy because man, we're taught to accept them for how they are, but they wouldn't accept us for how we were unless we became somebody. Yeah. Like in the words of Rick Ross, man, they weren't with us shooting in the gym.
They weren't with us shooting in the gym, man.
Nah, they sure weren't. And you know what? You know, man, speaking of whores,
Bro.
why? Okay. I want to talk about this thing. It's called, and it's a thing that all ladies control as a majority. It's this thing that we like to call hookup culture. Okay? I want to talk about this because I mentioned this in the episode whenever we was in Knoxville. I mentioned that women are the ones who are responsible for hookup culture. Now let me explain why.
Her face, man.
Now let me explain why.
Man. You might want to explain.
There were some statistics that came out not too long ago. All right, and it showed how many people who weren't involved in sex under 30 over this past year or is a virgin. All right. 1 out of 3 men have not had sex in a year or is a virgin. Whereas 1 out of 6 women did not have sex in a year or is a virgin. So what does that mean?
Yeah. What is that saying?
So what does that mean? It means that most women, they're fucking the same man. And what I mean by that is they're sharing a man, basically, I guess you could say. And the fact that they're sharing, and, you know, and I think they know deep down that they are. Because one thing about women, women, they're not stupid, okay? I think they know, like, when they, because let's keep it real, most guys are not out here getting it like how most girls are getting it. There's only a small percentage of guys.
Let's take, you all go to school, right? In the classroom, all the girls aren't dating all the guys.
Completely
There's about maybe a handful of guys that all the girls are trying to get to, right? Whereas the rest of the guys, they're just sitting there like, dang, I'm on the sidelines, you know?
Yeah.
Let's talk about the bar, for example. You know, when people are dancing, rap hour stuff, you see maybe a handful of guys really out there doing their thing, having fun. And you see the rest of the guys that you're standing on the sidelines or either partying with other guys while all the girls party with other girls. You know?
Completely true.
So it's right in y'all's faces. And I think self-consciously, you know, I don't blame y'all for it because it's literally hardwired in you to find the best man possible. Because, I mean, you know, if you're going to have kids, I mean, hopefully he's worth something, right?
Yeah.
That also goes back to daddy issues. One thing that I learned is like, I know now, like after going through all of that, is like I have these expectations for who I want to marry that are not like my father. So I think that when there's a man that's like good, everybody wants that man. Like girls want somebody who is good. So they'll go after anybody who they know, like, especially like if somebody's dating somebody and they see how well that guy treated her, when they break up, another girl's going to go right after him. Even if he wasn't like a big, like people liked him before, if that makes sense.
Well, okay. Well, here's okay.
There's a lot to
Okay, so
unpack
they may
there.
not have
I know,
liked
that
them,
was a lot.
okay, so they may not have liked them, but but he's the one that these girls are actually responding to. Because here's an unpopular opinion. I believe that most women, they want men who can be hoes, but they don't exercise them because they they want to lock it down with that one girl.
Let's just say like
It's called pre-selection. Like most women, like women, they want men that are wanted by other women.
yes.
Because
Yeah, I agree.
because I remember talking to this girl one time. All right, she was telling me how her boyfriend tried to cheat on her, but he was unsuccessful. Okay, so here's what happened. He sent a DM to a girl, right? She rejected him, and she told him, she was like, I was like, here's what she told me. If I see that my man's getting rejected by other girls, why would I want him? Think about that for a
I
second.
think that that's not.
It all comes down to
I'm pointing at you, my
okay.
bad. But think about that for a second.
well, it all comes down to status.
Yeah.
People want to look, regardless of what people say, like I look good for myself, or regardless of like I don't care what other people think. At the end of the day, image is important. Image matters, and if you look good amongst a group of people, not only that they'll want to do business with you, they'll like you and stuff like that. It just works out in your favor, right? And whenever, let's just say, you're in a relationship with someone, right, and that someone is wanted by other girls, and you know about it. Is he more attractive if he actually cheats on the girl, or is he more attractive if the girls go to him but chooses to stay with you anyway? Which one do you think is more attractive?
The second one?
The second one, of course.
100%.
Because it shows that you have something that girls also want.
Yeah.
And makes you look good
Personally,
as well.
I think that a guy that cheats is unattractive, and the second that I see anybody doing that, there's no attraction there. So
What if I told you that most men, they couldn't cheat?
if they're, what do you mean?
What if I told you that?
They are incapable, like
They are basically incapable of cheating. Just off the fact that they can't really attract other women like that.
Like they're ugly type. Like they're ugly. Like
Oh.
like you have someone that nobody wants.
Matt, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
How many men-
Yeah, that fake.
How many men do you really think are sexually active out here?
Out here, as in where?
Like, as in, like,
In this
cahoots?
room?
Well, as a whole, how many men do you really think are sexually active?
Give us a percentage.
40.
I'd say about 65.
All right. Well, nope. Okay. Well, here's here's a real answer. Maybe like 10 to 20% are actually sexually who are like regularly sexually active out here, and your answer is they just kind of proved to me what I kind of already knew. Is that
What's that?
most men, they're basically invisible to most women. Now the reason why
Now take dating apps for example. Are you swiping right on most guys, or are you swiping left on most guys?
Left, absolutely.
100%.
You're not even. Sometimes you're not even looking at it. Sometimes if his first photo ain't right, or if it don't appeal to you, you just he's black. Oh no, like
if
cowboy
there's
hat.
A duck, a deer, a truck, or I don't know,
Yeah, because
Yeah,
a
you
mullet
just,
in it. I swipe left.
Boots.
You
cowboy
just
hat.
disqualified like
Yeah,
so many guys.
like 80% of the population.
yeah,
That is-
and I will say this, all right, and you don't even have to, all right, and this, you may have to think about what I'm about to say here, but I think you know deep down that this is true. Like most men, they don't exist in your world.
I agree.
Yeah,
I guess you could
that
say.
is true.
Like
But it takes a
like
lot
they can
to...
literally like walk past you. Like say that man, we was hungry, right? And we just went to McDonald's, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, someone gives her our food. I ask you a day later, what did that person, or I ask you an hour later, what did that person look like? You probably won't even remember. Mm-hmm. Now flip it. Say that me and him went to McDonald's, right? And we see the beautiful girl giving us our food. We would remember what she looked like.
I still remember that girl from
Okay,
Wendy's.
but if I saw
like a
really
week from now.
I still remember that girl
Yeah.
from Wendy's to this day.
Well, exactly. Well, here's why. Because we don't really care
Wendy's
about.
girl, if you're out there, he misses you.
Well, here's why, man. We don't really care about a woman's status, really. Like, what makes us attractive doesn't make you guys attractive. Like, for example, like most men, they don't really care about a woman's career. And the ones who really care about a woman's career are, the
Rare.
that ain't shit motherfucker. Exactly. Speaking of career,
It all comes down to men and women being different.
speaking of career,
Yeah.
let me tell you guys how much your career doesn't really matter to most men. We have this thing, especially in the white girl community, we have this thing called Ring by Spring.
What the fuck is that?
That's really at Christian universities.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you what Ring by Spring is, okay? It's where so it's a TikTok trend, okay?
Do not participate in that.
All right, and it's where they show off their engagement rings at their graduation, saying that they got engaged before they got their.
Yes, but that's
Degree.
really, really high in like private colleges and Christian private schools.
Yeah, I
It's
feel
not likely at like MTSU.
like MTSU. Nah, people fucking.
Yeah, it's like maybe junior, senior year.
Well, that's because they're not proving themselves to be
someone
wise.
that went there. From someone that went there, Pound Town was.
I agree.
Pound Town Express.
Well, that's because they're not proving
We
themselves
need
to be wise.
airplanes. We don't need buses.
But the point is though.
Fly people out.
But the point is though. But here's the point. Here's the point that I'm trying to make.
Wild time.
Is that these women that like they know that their career doesn't really matter to the man that they really want because they know that he's not worried about that. He's going to try to take care of his woman.
He's standing on
Career
business.
or not.
He's
Well,
standing
I'm
on
not saying
business.
stand on business. He's just doing what the fuck he's supposed to do.
Keep
All
the
right.
lights on at least, minimum.
Yeah, and I will say this. I mean, if she has a career, okay, good. But at the end of the day, it won't really benefit me as much because what's that old saying? Her money is her money, and my money is our money.
Yep.
Yeah, that phrase hasn't really died.
She was so quick to say yes.
Yeah,
No, I agree with that.
I agree with it too.
Y'all said yes a little bit too
I'm very
quickly.
traditionally raised, and
I
like
want my money.
if
What?
a man could make me a stay-at-home mom, I would be all for it. I will cook and clean. I will stay in the kitchen.
I
Like
would stay at
genuinely,
home with the kids. Like
What's crazy is being a stay-at-home mom used to be a status symbol.
I would
Now
be a
it's look-
stay-at-home
I
mom.
would be a stay-at-home mom regardless of the status that it makes me.
It's looked at as slavery nowadays.
Which is
Not
absolutely
in my
wrong.
eyes.
No, that sounds like
living
the
your
life for
best
me
life.
personally.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even want to work. Why would a girl?
I would
why
drop
y'all
out
want
of
to work?
MTSU right now if somebody was like, "I would make you a stay-at-home mom."
What's
Why you wanna
your
work?
major?
Biochemistry.
That's
Oh.
good. Man, that's a lot of that's a lot of money.
All won't work. Man.
I mean, yeah.
And here's one downfall of career women as well. The ones who really like got the bag like that, they already canceled out a huge percentage of men because here's one thing that is 1,000% sure: women don't date down.
Nope.
Women don't date down. They don't fuck down. They date equal or higher. It's called hypergamy. Okay, and when they make like a large amount of money, they cancel out a large percentage of men because only a small amount of people are making that same amount of money. So let's say 15% of people, they make $100,000. All right, well, let's cut that in half because they're men. And then, some of them, they might be gay. All right, let's cut that in half, I guess you could say. That's
6 foot or taller.
That's what, 3
White
point,
guy, big old truck guy. Cut that in a bunch of.
that's what,
pieces.
3.75%?
It's hard out here.
It really is.
It sounds like your preference in guys is is shorter than people's attention spans on TikTok, right? And I'm sure you realize this, right? And I think you're able. How old are you?
18.
19.
Yeah, y'all can operate in delusional and la la land and still attract somebody. Yeah,
Yeah.
Whereas
Yeah.
for me and Justin and our friend back there, we can't do that. We got to lock in because then y'all look at us as, like, hey, what you doing, man?
Well, they have the privilege to be stupid and attract a mate.
Yeah.
Because, they're still in their prime and, they're still, what you call it? They're still at their peak.
They say a man's life starts when he's 30. A woman's life starts when she's 18.
Completely true.
Started then.
Completely true.
Yeah.
You're
enjoy.
down.
Yeah. Go crazy.
Y'all got a while.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
We still got to create our value.
We're trying to build up from there so we can,
We still got to create our value, man. We weren't born with it like y'all.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well.
So we gotta get it, man.
Yeah. But I know you just came up with something that I think really needs to be said. What were you talking about?
Okay. Yes. So I have a question.
We'll
for
get
you
into
too.
what I do. Well,
So I have a question for you too. Do you think with the outfits that you're wearing now, you would get the same kind of attention if you had your like tees and ass out?
Not saying that
I'm
y'all
saying
have
no.
y'all's
Not
whole
saying that
body
you have,
out.
but,
Listen,
we're just
This
giving you a
is
scenario.
This might be a very unpopular opinion, but I feel like me personally, I think I get hit on more whenever I'm wearing more clothes.
That is true. I've been to cahoots in leggings and a sweatshirt versus like
Yeah.
jean shorts and a scandalous
Well,
top and get hit on more.
Your curves pop out more whenever you're fully clothed.
That's very true.
More modest clothing.
Yeah.
Very true.
It breeds kind of a curiosity. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's like, dang,
That's
what
very
it looks
true.
like out there. Whereas
But I will-
if you're like borderline naked, it's like, well, I've already seen it all.
Yeah.
But I will say this though. And these two didn't mention it, but I'll mention it for them. So when they dress like a little bit more modestly, they'll get a different kind of attention, but they'll simultaneously get a different caliber of man's attention whenever
Yeah.
they dress modestly. Now if they were to dress like like hoes, they're gonna get guys and they're gonna walk up to them and be like, "How much does it cost? Can they see that ass?" All right, but they're gonna walk up and be like that. Okay,
Hey, can I
and,
grab it?
and they be and look. I'm not saying that it's their fault, but they can be shocked, like if that happens to them. Because I always say this: dress how you want to be addressed.
Yeah, I see that too.
I mean,
Like for
Sometimes-
example, man, I be having to tell them that sometimes, man, because here I am, man. I be over here looking spiffy and shit. If this guy be over here dressed like a bum, guess what, man? He gonna be.
I'm a simple dude.
You
What's
gonna be
wrong
treated
with
like a bum, man. You gonna be treated like a simple dude, man. You gotta stand out, dog.
that? I'm just content with playing like this.
And that's
right
your
here.
and that's the problem. That's the problem.
How did I get here?
That's the problem.
Diss
Man.
track coming soon.
Why can't just talk about the girls, man? We gotta hold the man accountable too, man.
That's crazy.
But they can't be dressed like 55 overalls to 2K and expect to get freaking
But what if I'm
results.
a 99 and still dressed like a brown shirt?
Motherfucker, if you don't look the part,
I mean, think about it. When you're playing 2K, when you're playing 2K, right? What's the first thing you do? You go up, you boost up your overall, right? You're not worried about drip. You're not worried about clothes. Anyone that's like a 55 overall on 2K.
most of these dudes ain't got game either.
I know, but here's the thing though. If you're out here wearing all the new gear, that new Lakers jersey that you got with the game and stuff like that, and you're like a 65 overall, and you try to go to the park, you're gonna lose. You're gonna get cooked.
Well, no shit, but guess what, man? Let me tell you something, man. I'd rather lose while I look good than fucking lose while looking like ass, okay?
You meant win looking like that?
No, motherfucker. I'll win, but at the same time, though, I'm speaking for the majority of guys, okay? Most men, they ain't got game like that.
That's true.
They don't.
That's true.
All right? Same as most women. They ain't got game like that either. Because our game is way different than y'all's game. All right? And we're just keeping it real, okay?
Yeah.
Because our game is, can we get the woman? That's our game. The game for y'all is, can you keep a man after you fuck him? And I will say that most women, they just can't.
There's a lot of girls out here that are, and this is a very sad reality that we've come to, but most women are good enough to fuck, but not good enough to love.
Yep. Yeah.
Whereas, there's a lot of girls out there that can, there's girls that are walking in that bar tonight that can go get sex right after.
Easily. Yeah.
But you think it's a whole different game when they try to get that man on one knee, be like, hey, will you please be my wife, blah, blah, and then provide her a lifestyle she wants to live. That's a whole nother ballgame. Why do you think girls jump up and down, tears of joy whenever they
They FaceTime their friend after they get that engagement ring.
Oh my god.
The wedding mostly is about them for the most
The
part.
wedding is about the woman. We don't give a shit.
Who's paying for it though? Like the
Shit.
bride's parents.
But
Not
it also
y'all.
goes back to
Parents.
how the girl acts.
It ain't
Yeah,
the girl,
true.
that's for sure.
Yeah, but the point is though, like you guys know that if you were to be taken seriously, even after sex, then you would know that you provided some type of value to that man outside of sex. Like you made his life easier in some kind of resort. For us though, we have to. Okay, well here's okay. So here's where I commend the guys who are players. Okay, and I laugh at women whenever they complain about them.
Players,
But they're the ones. But they're the ones who understand you guys the most. That's why they're able to get the most women. Because for a man to get women, he has to understand women. You've never had to understand a man in your life to attract him to approach you in the first place. You never had to do that. But you will have to understand the man for him to marry you, of course. But for him to even like approach you in the first place, you would even have to understand him because he'd be too busy trying to understand you. And you know, if you just start to fall for him, then hey, you would try to understand him as well. Even though we're pretty simple people, but you know they still fuck it up.
No, y'all aren't.
I think we are.
Oh.
Man, for the most part, we're pretty simple.
What makes y'all say that, huh?
We're so simple. We're so simple. Listen, we're so simple. It's complicated for them.
No, y'all are just complicated in general. You're so,
What do you mean?
Do you guys expect us to read body language?
Yes.
So,
honestly,
Read my mind.
so we're called complicated
able to know.
while simultaneously expecting to be mind readers.
I never said that women weren't complicated.
women are just as complicated, but y'all are complicated too.
Who's better at communication, men or women?
Women.
But didn't that just contradict what you just
Depends.
said? About mind reading, body language, instead of just communicating and talking about it?
Well,
Why you want us to read your minds when y'all could just open up to it?
but why can't y'all open up to us?
Gotcha, bitch.
But well, I mean, we would open up to you, but usually, for most cases, not saying y'all do it, it usually gets put back on the man.
Yeah, true.
And plus,
Yeah.
it's like if I try to complain to you about how my car wasn't running, you would more than likely be like, "It'll be
Okay.
okay. It'll
Go
be
take it to
okay."
the
But at the same
dealership.
time, yeah, you'll be like, "It'll be okay." But guess what? I want my motherfucking car to be running. I don't want to be told it'll be okay. No, I want my
Whenever-
car to run.
When a man speaks about his problems, he's looking for a solution. When a woman speaks about her problems,
She's looking for comfort.
She's looking
yeah.
to be listened to. That's all it comes down to.
Yeah.
Bruh,
So
have you ever?
if you ever, hear me talk about your problems, don't hug me. Give me. That's why guys go to men. That's why you don't really hear men speak about their problems.
Or they go to their girl
women.
best friend.
They go
Yeah.
to their. I guess so.
I remember, man, speaking of talking about your problems, man. I remember in high school, okay, I had this one teammate, okay, God rest his soul. All right, rest in peace, Dom. Okay, all right. Every time I used to talk about an issue of mine, do you know what he used to say all the time? All right, he used to say, Justin, stop being a bitch, okay? And guess what?
It worked out.
It worked out.
It worked
Usually,
out.
99% of the time, the shit worked out.
Now, when you speak to me, I don't really go that far. I'd be like, man, it'd be all right.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy? 99% of the time, I'm going to be all right.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, he still provides me a solution, but he tries to make the shit as funny as possible. That's why, man.
Because it's not really.
That's
that
why
deep,
whenever I address an issue, I try to like stay in character. That way, that I don't fold whenever I'm around this dude. 'Cause this guy's gonna make me laugh. But
I'm so funny with it because at the end of the day, it's not as deep as you think it is. Because
what if I get my foot ran over?
That, I mean, we just have to go to the hospital. I mean, it's still simple. Just go get your freaking leg scans or something.
You be like,
Hopefully you're wearing steel toe boots, my friend.
That's crazy as
But,
hell.
I mean, in reality, your problem's like this. Where in your head, your problem's like a big old boulder, like you're running away like Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
From that, you know what I'm talking about?
That is a great.
I thought y'all weren't cultured, so I had to
No, we
explain it.
understand. It's
Okay.
I do love Indiana Jones.
Yeah. Lego Indiana Jones. Insane.
He might low key a bit racist. Well, that's for a different day.
Was there any black people in that movie? Or in that
No.
series? Really?
No.
Cooks. And we played the shit out of that game.
Yeah.
Isn't it on the Wii?
We played on Xbox.
We play on Xbox, man.
I think it was on the Wii.
I think it is on the Wii.
We played on the Wii one
Lego.
time. The shit stressed me the fuck out. I was in the same. I was in the same spot for 2 days. I was cooked. I ain't gonna lie.
I sure wouldn't connect whenever I move a certain way because that little bar, the little sensor, be like placed
Shit
one way.
me off.
And if I move too far, it's like work.
I fuck
Bro,
with
that
some
was
Lisa
that was terrible. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh my bad. Pause. Oh yeah.
Nah. What? No.
I missed something.
Now,
Good. That's good.
All right.
you want me to pivot?
All right.
Yeah, go ahead and pivot,
All
dog.
right, now we're gonna pivot back real quick because we were talking about daddy issues, and we never really got into that real quick. So you were talking about how your dad was physically there but not emotionally, right? And he was there, but you just still managed to have daddy
Mine
issues.
just came in like as a way, like I take it as daddy issues because when it comes to like relationships and looking for like marriage and stuff like that, my parents were together for 24 years and they cheated on each other for 20 of those 4 years.
That's
20
cooked.
of those 24 years. So like,
Hey, yo, what the?
so like I never like actually saw like true love or like had a really good example of it. And like,
I see where you're getting at here because I believe a father is. Justin explained it like a while back. I don't know if you remember it, but about a father and how a woman and the kid looks up to the father.
they're supposed to treat us like how we want to be treated by other men. Like they're
Well,
supposed to
I believe.
show us that
Well,
we're shown that.
well, I was going to say that I believe that a little girl, she learns the ability to love herself through her father specifically. Because I will say this about a father to a little girl: that's the one man who can truly give that little girl the most authentic version of unconditional love.
Yeah.
Because, let's keep it real. Every man after that, he is seeking something from you. Whether that is sex, whether that's a relationship, whether that's marriage, he is seeking something from you in return. And one thing, and another thing about it, Dad, there's a respect thing that comes with it because what he is, you tend to look for that in the next man. And I don't think a lot of women, they really realize that, like whenever they, and one thing about daddy issues is if you guys never had that, you would have never had to go through you would have never had to tell the story of I used to not love myself, or after all the stuff that I've been through, you probably would have never had to go through that if you did have those issues.
Yeah, and it's even worse for women that don't have a dad at all because they don't
Way
know,
worse.
They don't know what that love really looks like, so they go seek it in promiscuous ways.
Yeah.
Which can breed corn stars and OnlyFans models,
Strippers.
Also liking
strippers.
older guys.
Yeah, that is true.
I think that like
I just think that's biology.
Yeah, I think that's just biology.
Really?
Yeah.
I think women like older men by default.
I think
most
so
of the
too,
time,
but
Because they tend to have their shit together.
and women look for security ultimately in a guy.
Yeah, but
when you
at the
get
same
with-
time, though, we look for security in a girl as well. That's
kind
that's why we go for younger women,
Yeah,
because we want security and knowing that the kid is ours.
that's true. And usually with women that tend to be younger, they're more fertile, less experienced, quote unquote, than older women at least.
Yeah.
And with less experience, you get less trauma. Which is why I want to bring us to this topic right here,
no.
right? So I got real scientific with this, so I hope you like Bill Nye, science guy.
All right.
Not really, but
Science rules.
how many? So I just need y'all to answer this question. How many relationships have y'all been in, like real relationships, where y'all both claimed each other, internet stuff, people knew? Like, what's up?
One.
I would say one.
And are y'all with that person now?
No.
So I'm guessing it was bad.
No.
No. Yes.
No.
It was bad.
What happened? Did he just cheat, or was he tripping? Was he tripping?
You can go first.
Me personally, I had the same boyfriend for 4 years.
Okay.
So all of high school, I dated the same guy, and honestly, like that was my first like real experience of like love, and I didn't know like right from wrong, but he cheated on me the entire time.
Got cooked.
Yeah, I was.
Cooked. Yeah.
And I knew about it. Like I had proof every single time. But it was just like the fact that like he never ever validated my feelings. Like he was always like, that's not true. Like that's a lie. Like, and I literally have screenshots, like scrolling screenshots of him cheating on me. And he's like, he never validated. Like, he never said, I'm sorry. He never accepted it. He just made excuses for himself. So that made me make excuses for him, if that makes sense. Yeah. But if he was like, I'm sorry I did that, I probably would have broken up with him. But since he was like before I did, you know, but since he was always like, no, I didn't do that. Like, I never did that.
He basically wanted to keep you around, right?
Yeah. And I mean, he just kept denying it or like making excuses for it. And so I just stayed, and I shouldn't have.
Remember this, right? Toxic people don't apologize for what they do. They make excuses on why they do it in the first place.
Yeah.
So there's a difference between explaining why you did wrong and actually apologizing.
Excuses. And I think that goes back to the daddy issues.
Yeah.
Before I was talking about earlier, because I was talking about self-worth. And you know, if you knew your worth, then you probably would have tolerated it after the first time.
Yeah.
I would just be like,
well,
you know, I'm cool on that.
And that it kind of just like brings back to like, I guess your nervous system, so to speak. I did a lot of research, man. But so there's this thing where women and guys, but this more so applies with women because it's just what we hear from all the time.
Yeah.
They choose a familiar hell rather than an unfamiliar heaven. And what I mean by that is your nervous system is like connected to the trauma that you've been through. And your nervous system, its job is to keep you like from anything unfamiliar, and it's to protect you as well. So if all you know is bad experiences with guys, where it be assholes and stuff like that, that's what you're really comfortable with. So this is why girls that have had bad relationship experiences struggle with receiving good treatment from the next man.
Absolutely. I completely agree with that.
So this can also, be applied with maybe walking with God or building with good habits and stuff like that. But for this scenario, this is just relationship talk. So a person who's been traumatized, right? I'm sure y'all want nothing more than love, right? Mm-hmm. But, because it's so unfamiliar to you, because if all you've been through is some bullshit, you would tend to test that kind of love or reject it or kind of play with it and stuff like that. And ultimately you punish the person who's actually bringing good to you. Whereas you should punish the person that was bullshitting you way back then, right?
Yeah, and I will say this, though. It makes you, as a man, question who does she really respect at the end of the day. Does she respect the man who put her through hell, or does she respect the man who is trying to save her, I guess you could say?
Well, like I said, it's uncertain scenarios. These are new waters she's going through, so she's kind of like,
and that makes you,
what's going on?
And that makes you also ask another question as a man. If her bar is on the floor, why would you try to reach for the fucking ceiling?
Yeah, that's crazy. Because they're not used to being that high, man. But
because if I watch the reality and I see that you reward the bare fucking minimum, why would I even try to shoot higher than that?
You probably be worse.
Yeah. Because I see like what she's responded to.
Yeah. Now, unless you meet someone who's like bad for you, right? Whenever you meet somebody who's bad and is also abusive and neglectful and stuff like that, that's what you're familiar with. You know how to navigate that person and you know how to love that kind of person. Yeah. But with someone that is constantly caring and loving to you, what are you asking yourself? You're asking, what's wrong with you? Why are you loving me? This is too good to be true. This can't be real.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
So it's like, hey, let me test you. Like, blah, blah. Let me throw all this crap at you that I'm used to doing to this other guy at you, see how you react. And
it's like I said, episode though.
He don't know how to react to all that negative stuff. He just.
It's like I said, but it's like I mentioned last episode. What do we call that? Man, whenever a guy's giving her some real genuine treatment that she may think is too good to be true.
Stability. And women are so used to being chaotic and all over the place that when they get to something constant, they think it's boring.
Yeah.
I don't know about you motherfuckers, but I got a great appreciation for boring. I don't know about y'all, but my appreciation for boring is skyrocketing.
Yeah, man. It's chaotic out here. I need some simplicity in my life. That's why I like, a simple person, but
Yeah,
apparently, I look like a bum, so
Yeah, because why would I want my but it's like, why would you want your home to feel like the world?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, that's just a whole different feeling of like having a girl that isn't really.
If my home feels like the world, I'm not going to be in the home for long.
Yeah,
I'm going to be somewhere else.
You can be somewhere else. The Call of Duty lobby, the bar.
Yeah, because
a place that gives you the place that makes you feel respected or loved in a sense. I mean, whenever I'm playing the game
and I get like a 30 kill streak or something, the nuke. I hear people screaming, he's that guy. Let's go,
Exactly,
Marcus.
because
Let's go.
if you learn nothing from us today,
Fortnite type.
well, if you learn nothing from us today, learn this: we as men, we go towards where we're respected the most.
But so do we.
You go towards where you're loved.
You go towards where you're
I don't
loved the
know.
most.
I have to. The person
'Cause
has
we
to have
as
a lot
men
of
are
respect,
big-
and I have to respect them just as much as they respect me.
Well, we as men, we desire respect like how we desire oxygen. Why do you think we try to do the things that we do? We try to create the shit that we create. We try to get famous. We try to get all this money and stats because we want that respect.
You ain't got to take it there. Let's talk about guys that try to join gangs, try to do all this stuff. At the end of the day, it's a feeling acceptance, belonging, being respected by your peers and stuff. Why do you think guys try so hard to get on that basketball team, trying out and stuff, be on that football team? It's a sense of belonging.
Yeah.
And going towards battle with your boys and all that stuff. It's just kind of just like a real masculine feeling.
And another thing that you said about
sorority.
and another thing that you said about trying out.
Very social. I mean, we're all social creatures,
Yeah.
And one thing that I can say about a guy in every profession is he aims to be the best because that comes with respect. Like when you're the best at something, people will let you know.
Yeah, whether you have the loudest truck, the nicest truck, or whatnot, it just narrows down to very small things. Sneakers, clothes, whatnot. Very big house. I mean, it's whatever.
Yeah, exactly, stuff like that. And every man wants to feel respected. At the end of the day, love, but at the end of the day, like respect, you can't fake it.
Nah, you really can't.
You can't.
Yeah.
You want me to ask another question?
I mean, I got one more thing, but if you got something, go for it.
Okay.
Yeah, cook these chicks.
Oh no.
Gosh.
Why do you think? Okay, you know what? Why do you think a man who can attract a lot of women is glorified, meanwhile a woman attracting a lot of men is demonized? So why do you think that is?
One more time.
Why do you think a man who can pull a lot of women is glorified, whereas a woman who can pull a lot of men is repulsed, I guess?
I will say it depends on the guy, but like most of the time their friends are the ones that make them feel that way, and they get like hype them up for getting with a bunch of girls and looking good and all that kind of stuff. And girls are the
Why do you think that is? Why do you think guys hype each other up?
It's the world we live in.
No. I'm asking you, why do you think guys hype each other up?
I don't know.
Okay, well let me explain to you why.
Well, I mean,
okay, well, here's why. It's because it's the same reason why you guys hype up a girl whenever she's about to get married. Because she did what was difficult. Right? It's difficult for a guy to be attracted to a lot of women. Whereas it's pretty easy for a woman to be, be like pursuing of a lot of men. It's easy for her to do that.
Yeah.
And last time I checked, in 2024, we don't really respect anything that's easy. And like you guys said earlier, like what's the first thing that you say to a girl that you don't like? You call her a whore or a hoe. So y'all guys even know that a woman who is engaging in that behavior isn't really respected like that because
I mean, it's real easy. Y'all can
Because
go.
it's easy.
Y'all can go get something tonight if you really wanted to.
man, you could really wear all sweatpants, hoodie, and guess what? You could still go home in the first 5 minutes if you really wanted to.
Whereas a guy, I mean, why do you think that there are so many videos out there on how to get a girl, how to text a girl, how to talk to a girl, approach a girl, whereas you don't see none of this stuff on the women's side because you don't have to approach that guy. It's kind of feeling like being hunted and being the hunter in a sense. You can't help a guy coming up to you, but you can definitely control where it goes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which is why, like, especially in relationships, I don't really get riled up whenever a guy goes to the girl. It only becomes a problem if she actually engages in that kind of behavior.
I don't know. I think that, like, I don't know, women, like a lot of women don't have a lot of self-respect, but other girls have a lot of self-respect. And if a guy comes up to them, like it really depends on the girl that they're talking to, whether or not it's going to go anywhere, or about how attractive the guy is. If the guy is like not an attractive guy, no matter if this girl has self-worth or not, it's probably not going to go anywhere.
Translation,
unless she gets to know him, like
translation. If a guy doesn't meet the standard, he's going to have to go through a whole lot more hoops than a guy who already is attractive to that woman.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
Which, I mean, I'm not saying that because like that's my standards, but it's
that's
I'm saying
just the
that
real.
because that's the world.
It's just the real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and some of us, man, we accept it. That's why we thrive to get better. Whereas other men, they'll just resent you just because they're afraid to become a better person. But me personally, I mean, I'll accept that any day of the week because I know that I can't. Because the fact that I've studied y'all as women and tried to understand y'all, I can't be mad at you for how you move. Mm-hmm. You can't be mad, and because when a woman rejects a man most of the time, basically she sees herself as that she's better than that man for the most part,
or that she's emotionally unavailable.
That I guess, and maybe here's another reason why she might reject that man, because she doesn't see that his genes aren't worth reproducing.
Because
I've never thought
I
of
don't even
it that
think
way.
about that. If somebody
Honestly,
comes up to me.
I
the fact that you don't think about that kind of stuff on that level just shows
it's
how
crazy.
Kind of like
young and
y'all-
immature.
Delusional.
Yeah.
Because
y'all can just do
Living
whatever.
in my own world.
yeah, because
When in reality, y'all have so much more power than you think. Y'all literally control the evolution of the human race.
you
Thank
guys
you.
pick who becomes a father.
No,
That wasn't a
I'm
compliment.
sorry.
That
Not
wasn't a
thank you.
compliment.
I'm sorry.
That wasn't a compliment.
great power
But
I am
comes great
sorry.
responsibility. So stop dating assholes so we can stop making more assholes. Instead,
Yeah.
date the guy that
Daddy
has,
issues.
because you guys have
It's
more.
an asshole. It's because they had a bad dad.
Big-
I'm just kidding. That's
because
not the
you guys
only
have more
reason.
influence. Because you guys have more influences over men than
I think I'm gonna
than
quit.
you guys really think. Men are becoming what you want. Because let me tell you something. Like I said last episode, we follow everything that you do. We look at your reality and we see the type of men that you've been with. We're gonna become more and more like those type of men.
Please don't. Sorry.
Well, we know that that's what you respond to.
But that's what you respond to. We know what you're attracted to. You like the guy that gives you flowers, treats you, and all that stuff, and that's how it should be. But are you aroused by it?
Probably not.
Probably not. You're aroused by the guy that stimulates your emotions and
Shows dominance.
Shows
And what's one way
dominance.
that you can show dominance is unfortunately treat someone like shit.
Yeah, that is true.
It goes also back to what the woman has been through, not even in her past relationships, but again on the topic of daddy issues.
Man,
I'm sorry, like this is just like everything goes back to that. But
should this be called
my
daddy
dad is a
issues?
toxic ass person, and me personally, I thrive in toxic environments.
So do I.
Like,
Well, there goes the trauma. I'm sorry, nice
Yes.
guys.
man,
I'm
someone's
sorry.
like the past
Nice guys.
vibes,
but
bro.
like,
Yeah.
you're right. Like I thrive in toxic environments. That's the reason I stayed in my relationship so long is because like I was genuinely okay with what was going on, and that's not okay.
Also, just on the top of being able to pick somebody too,
what'd
what
you
she
say?
said is being with somebody for so long. Like being able to like sit there for like, for me personally, a year straight thinking that you're like fixing them and they're going to be better. And then like they just don't.
You know that's technically a form of manipulation, right?
On my part?
Yes.
No. What?
Trying to change someone by definition is manipulation.
Okay, well,
I think that the mistake that guys make, and this is why I want guys to really, this is why I really want guys to like really listen to what I'm about to say.
That's why, and that's
is don't change yourself when you get into a relationship with a girl, because the same way that you got her in the first place is the same way you keep her. When you hear the girl say things like, "Oh, I can change him," they're going to change you, all right, to the beta cuck that you are. Okay, don't change yourself for a girl, so to speak, right? Because I think that guys should, for the majority of it, stay the same, stay the kind of person that you got, like that got her in the first place. Girls spend years and years changing their man and wonder what happened to the man that they fell in love with.
because they basically because they manipulate that man because changing someone is manipulating them.
Yeah.
By definition. And here's one thing that we do tell men about changing women. We tell them to, and here's why I fucked up, because I'm kind of a hypocrite with this. I told myself I was going to be different in this area. You got to learn how to take that woman for what she is and stop trying to make her what the fuck you want her to be.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Like you can't make filet mignon out of fucking
Dog
Sirloin.
shit.
pork chops.
Or yeah. Oh, okay.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I said dog shit.
But what I'm saying is though, like a lot of guys, like they fuck up and they try to change up what they fell in love with when it comes to that woman. And I'm guilty of it as well. Like I can admit my faults as well. I'm pretty guilty in it.
Yeah, yeah.
And when I realized that, I just decided to fall back, I guess you could say.
Yeah, because I think for us guys, we're real quick to change for a girl, whereas I think that happens more common than a girl changing for a guy.
Yeah.
1,000%.
But I will say that coming with changing a guy, we come back to talking about like delusional stuff and like us being delusional and in our heads and all that kind of stuff. It comes back to being like falling in love with the idea of potential or just the idea of what the guy can be.
We'll see. You guys kind of get a free pass on that because you guys are college kids.
Oh,
so
okay.
I believe
Fair.
that college kids, they can date for potential.
No, I'll never do that ever again.
Whereas if we're like outside of college, if we're like double like school, then you shouldn't really be trying to date someone for the potential.
Like you see this guy and he treats his ex really good. Okay, his ex completely changes him into this guy that he doesn't want to be. He says he doesn't want to be, and then you're like, okay, I'm changing him in quotations, and like, so I can see that. So I have that idea of how he treated his ex. Like he has the potential to be a very good guy. Like he's gonna treat me good, and then you just don't change him back to who he was.
Yeah, one thing
And then he gets a girlfriend and treats her good.
Yeah, one thing a lot of women got learn is that they can't really change a man unless he wants to become different. That he'll change himself.
Yeah, exactly.
But women, they can't change a man, just like how we can't change a woman, really.
Because it'll go to where like this girl is like, he used to be a big old player and he used to be all this and that, and she'll be like, he really did change for me. Like he changed for me, and then you go back and it's like, he didn't actually change. He's texting other girls. He's like doing all this other stuff that he did. And if that relationship ends, he's going to go back to exactly who he was. So he never really changed.
Well, a man changes for the right girl.
Yes, yes, I agree. But also if
Exactly. So a girl technically can change a guy if she's the right one.
the man has to change. Like, I think I agree with like the man has to want to change for that girl.
Yeah, he's
like,
got one for himself.
I also
first.
feel like it takes heartbreak for a guy to change.
Well, of course.
Heartbreaking poverty, baby.
heartbreaking poverty.
But what was I going to talk about? Are y'all done on that topic, or you want me to pivot?
Yeah, pivot.
Pivot. All right, cool. So in y'all's opinion, what is this American dating culture like? Are y'all a fan of all this? Are y'all a fan of it, or is it just like complete shit? Or like, what? How y'all feel about it?
America's going to shit.
Are
Is
we
that what you're
cooked,
asking
dog?
me?
Are we cooked?
Oh, absolutely.
We're screwed.
Are we cooked?
Good.
Absolutely.
Put me in the pot, flip me over.
There
and put
is
some
no next
seasoning on it, 'cause we're
generation.
cooked.
No, like
There's
Well-
no next generation.
Well, Trump.
We got people over
we
here.
are genuinely fucked.
We got people
Like,
over here
that's
confused
all.
about their freaking
Shit show for
identity.
real.
Well,
They out
Oh,
here-
goodness gracious. Here we go.
They over here
No, don't start that.
They over here extending.
No,
they,
I
they
mean-
over here. They over here into their bloodlines because of this shit, man.
man, child
No.
abortion, baby.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh
think
my
about
God.
the other day. Do either of y'all have AT&T?
I have AT&T.
Who has AT&T in here? Because the other day, AT&T completely shut down.
Yeah.
Like, no one had service. I mean, if it's that easy for something like that to happen,
saw a
we're
meme-
doomed.
I saw a meme.
Fucking
I saw a
AT&T.
meme. I saw a meme saying
The butter
that a
turning?
girl. No, a girl.
I saw that. Sorry. No. Did you,
Like how we're just going to ignore that.
Okay.
Like I was saying, there was the AT&T outage and stuff like that. A
Yeah.
girl broke up with a guy because
he wasn't
apparently
answering
wasn't answering the phone. I was like, what the fuck? It's
Hey,
insane. But
there was a meme also of a lady turning butter because she had no service. She had nothing better to
Yeah.
do, so she was turning butter.
You know, anything
all.
that I've said about fathers in these past couple of months, I completely double down on. Okay, we need fathers. Okay, after hearing some shit like that, we need fathers.
well, what I was going with that
Please.
is
At the bare minimum to put a belt to
Daddies.
people's backsides.
well, during my research and stuff like that, I was discovering the downfall of America.
right?
Yeah.
And we are. I think this obviously started with social media from from the beginning of social media. What is the purpose of social media? What you guys say?
I want to go back to what you said about the downfall of America. Do you know where it really started? And you're going to agree with me on this. When women were allowed to pick their mate.
Huh?
That's when they were
Like arranged marriages?
yes. That's whenever those decreased.
That explains why.
That's when America went
Women
to
make
shit.
the wrong decisions.
That is true. They think
Yes,
the
because
wrong
they're terrible
boys.
mate selectors. And
Eve.
because they're terrible mate selectors, and when they
Adam
are
and Eve
because
eating an apple.
Right
Because
over
one-
your head.
because one they're terrible mate selectors, and two, whenever they have the freedom to select, they're put in a position that they were never built for of leadership. Because let's keep it real. Because
Never heard that one before. Okay.
because let's keep it real. Most women in 2024, they don't even want to lead their own lives. And that's perfectly okay. I mean, I don't really expect them to. But my point is, though, like, they weren't really built to be a leader.
That's true, and there's nothing wrong with that.
And there's nothing wrong with that at all.
You weren't built for masculine problems.
I agree. And
There's nothing wrong
And
with
there's
it.
women out here fighting tooth and nail to defy that kind of biology. And biology don't change for nobody.
No, it
No.
doesn't.
It don't change at all.
I think it's like the struggle or something.
Shit crazy. Who wants to struggle?
Man, like,
Not
Do y'all want to struggle? Are y'all part of this feminism crowd?
I'm not at all,
Feminism?
honestly.
No.
I can get canceled
No.
for this or whatever, but I would be okay. Like I said earlier, I would be a stay-at-home mom. Like generals for me, I just think that like the women should be doing the cooking and the cleaning and all of that, but like and a man should work.
That's
but,
right.
But
Fold
also,
them clothes,
the
bitch.
man needs to be running, like bringing in the money. Like that also goes with men
Wash some
too.
fucking clothes and fold them, bitch.
Okay, not like that.
Why
but
is there not dinner on the table when I get home? Y'all have
see,
me for
like
that.
that's fine as long
It
as
was
he's
a
nice.
joke. It was a
I don't smell
joke.
dinner cooking.
Nah, we be joking about
What's
that
for
for real,
dinner?
though. We be joking because like,
Oh, yeah, I'm just
on the
bullshitting.
real though, if you had to work and I was off work, I would.
I'm
cook
cooking.
type shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Cooking.
like
That's pretty
I'd be
fair.
joking around with that.
But
shit.
it goes
It's
back
just
to the
funny.
respect thing. Like the man has to respect the woman enough to like not like think like you have to do this and you have to do that and you have to do this, you know?
Yeah,
Also,
So it's
like,
like
coming home and like thinking, oh, she did nothing today, but she's doing the laundry. She's like just
the woman
all
has to
those
respect the
intertwined.
man enough to want
Intertwined.
to do that for him though.
Yeah. At the end of the day,
So.
men and women in a relationship need to be obsessed with progressively, like proactively improving each other's lives.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
That's literally all it really
You want to
is.
grow together, not
Yeah.
apart.
And this is where I was getting to, right, with growing and all that bullshit, right? So the 3 stages to a falling society, right? And this is why I think America is going to shit. And to be honest, we're probably not going back, right? So the first stage is the death of God, right? All around you, you see people, you know, well, I'll start with the Christian majority, right? In my opinion, I think the Christian majority in just a matter of years will disappear.
You think?
Really?
Yeah. When it comes to actually practicing the faith, there's plenty of people that identify as Christians, culturally speaking, but actively exercising that faith and putting it into like good use.
I agree.
I
gonna be
agree.
very
There's a lot
rare.
of like lukewater Christians who do claim to the
Yeah.
belief, but no one's actually practicing it. And I mean, me personally, like I'm guilty of that as well. Like
So
I'm not
am I.
Well, me
always
too.
practicing
Oh, yeah,
I ain't
God's
shit.
word,
I ain't
but like,
shit. Yeah.
oh, this is getting religious here.
Oh, my bad. Yeah.
It's okay.
Well, I mean,
good.
well, so like
Yeah.
it's disappearing, but when you lose God in a society, right?
Yeah.
You lose a sense of higher order, higher power, and your reverence is just gone, right?
Yeah.
So after that, your moral structure is destroyed. You just think you could do whatever you want. You
And
go,
nothing matters.
You go
Yeah.
fuck here and there. You think, oh, that's nothing. But when you have that sense of higher power and you actually exercise it, you look back on it as like, bro, like if I don't get it together, I'm gonna be cooked for real,
Fuck,
Yeah.
literally cooked. So when your moral structure is destroyed, you get sexual liberation. I specify female sexual liberation, which is stage number 2, female sexual liberation. And specifically female because through thousands of years of recorded history, Romans, Babylonians, Athenians all have one thing in common. When you give up on your belief in God, you become sexually liberated. And that's where America is going to.
Yeah.
And once you are sexually liberated, men no longer want to fight for that society and maintain it.
Yep.
nowadays you see men kind of going their own way, kind of moving to other countries and things of that nature. And, you know, let's see. I just quote that I made. It's like guys all around us, but we are blinded by our own love for sin.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's like everyone's like, I'm going to do this, and this, and it's not going to matter because God died for my sins.
Yeah.
It's like always something that people can fall back on. And obviously, like, everyone's guilty of it. But
I think that kind of way of thinking, though, is
it's not,
doing whatever you want to do,
Yeah.
knowing that God's going to save you. I think that's kind of bad because
it's very bad.
It's
Like,
dangerous
yes,
as fuck.
it's bad.
Everything you learn.
I think you're
as
cooked
being a
because I
Christian.
think one of the biggest ways you show your love for God is showing obedience.
Mm-hmm.
Like your parents,
Yeah.
you know, your family members, even your friends and stuff like that. You show your love for them by kind of abiding by certain rules, codes, and stuff,
Sure.
boundaries.
But I
and
mean,
all
we
that.
say that, and we're just as guilty.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, of course. But it's like we're not out here freaking. What can we call it? I'm used to me quiet because I ain't trying to contradict myself for good reason. I mean, I ain't gonna say I ain't shit, but I ain't gonna say I'm fucking.
A lot of us aren't, though. And, like, it's good that you're able to admit that, you know?
Yeah. Of course.
Well, I don't see
that's just because I don't mind looking at myself in the mirror. Like I know if something's wrong with me, then something's wrong with me.
Yeah.
Like for example, if I got fat, you know, I'd be okay with telling myself, "Hey, man, you fat as a motherfucker."
You go to
Get
the
your
gym.
ass to the gym.
Yeah,
Literally.
yeah. He wouldn't even have to tell me that. Nah, I'd get in there myself.
Yeah, literally. But the third stage is rewriting history, right? This has happened plenty of times with the Rome, specifically Rome, which was a falling empire, and America is approaching that fate very slowly. Whether it just destroys its own self, or maybe Russia or China team up and just invade us and whatnot.
No.
I mean, who invented TikTok?
I completely agree. Like, everything that's going on, COVID, TikTok, everything going on TikTok, something is going to happen.
Who would ever thought our deaths would be made in China as well?
No, yes. Something is brewing and something's going to happen.
Something's cooking for sure, and
Yeah.
when it happens, I will not be here. Let me tell you that.
Man,
World War III, my ass, man.
be cooked.
Speaking of which,
You're going to get drafted.
World War III, man. Well, I mean, that's one thing. I mean, I'm all out of topics, right? But what you just said, right? World War III, with this whole feminism and all that and all this craziness. Did you know before feminism even started that women didn't want the right to vote because it came with getting drafted?
Yes.
They said
It comes with a lot of other responsibilities other than that as well.
Thousands of them.
so. If World War III were to happen, just from y'all's two personally, will y'all fight for this country, or y'all like?
Oh, they're gonna be on the front line. Fuck
Would you
about?
would you fight for your country, or would you revoke your own voting rights in order to be exempt from that and stay at home and all
Personally, neither one of us are legally allowed to get drafted because of our chronic migraines. But besides that,
Oh fuck!
Well, in
Okay,
that
that's
case,
a whole nother story.
Another story.
well, in that
But
case,
besides
guys,
that,
if
the military, I am insane. Okay, please don't.
I have migraines. You can't take me.
yeah.
If I
But-
actually,
Some bullshit.
If I was okay in the head, I would fight for my country.
I would too.
If I was okay up here, I would fight for my country.
I would fight for my
You bad
country,
people
too.
than me.
I have mama issues. I can't fight. I can't fight for this country. If anything, they're gonna put y'all up there, up in the front lines, because they know, like, oh, I'm a little off in the head. Get this guy a rocket launcher. Get this bitch a rocket launcher.
This guy one time told
please
me.
hand me a rocket launcher. I will use
We'll
that
face them at
thing.
each other.
This guy one time told me that he was gonna serve crack before he served his country.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't think it's ridiculous to say that. You know, I think America, you know, now is something totally different 30, 40 years ago.
No, I completely agree because I come from a military family. My mom was
So
in the
do
Air
I.
Force. My grandpa was in the Air Force. My aunt. I come from an Air Force family.
Yeah,
and
same here. Yeah.
Before, like, I knew what I was doing with my life, I had a thought. I was like, I might join the Air Force. Like, that was one thing that I had thought about. And my mom had told me, it's not the same. It's not the same as it was 30, 40 years ago.
Oh no.
So, I mean, it's proven by, like, the
I
way
think-
that our military works now is it's completely different.
Yeah, I think it's a lot weaker as well.
Yeah,
simply
it is.
because of I mean, I don't know how else to say this. You know, you have different criteria to meet based on gender, and I think that needs to be
The same.
if you
Exactly.
if women really want to fight for what they say they fight for, which is equality, which in my opinion they don't really want equality, and even if they did, equality can never happen. But but whenever if you get one criteria, you have the best of the best regardless of gender, right? What happened?
Camera's dead, but that's okay.
Camera's dead, man. It's all right.
That's okay.
But what I was saying was like, if you have one criteria for all genders, whether you're bi, trans, 3-leg, one eye, you will have the best of the best, right? You think people in China or Russia care if, you know, or they're trying to like kind of lower the standard if you're a girl or whatnot? No.
They're still gonna shoot you.
Oh no. and I think we're gonna get cooked if we keep this crap up. All these
Yeah.
TikTok dances. You
Yes.
can't TikTok dance your way through a bullet and all that stuff,
No.
bro.
I don't know, man.
No.
I don't know, man. If you're bomb key, man, you might be able to do a thing or two.
I think also now though our population is so unprepared for a war that if it happens,
They're so like
We're
they're not
doomed.
expecting
Well, it's
it.
because
Like,
soft
it's gonna
times
happen.
create weak men,
yeah.
Yeah, and
and weak men
And I
create
mean,
hard times.
The world that we live in today though, you can get away with damn near anything.
Especially if you're
like-
a woman.
Oh, okay. Well,
I mean, let's
I'm just
just keep it a
saying
buck.
anybody like now can get away with anything. So it's like
well, if you think about it,
not like murder and
Men-
shit like
women
that,
have-
but like
Unless you're twin.
the way that you act, like you can get away with anything basically in 2024. So
well, you
That
have
is true.
more. Well, I mean, you have more rights than a man does. Whether you know it or
1000%.
not. The only right that a man has is that he can take his shirt off in public.
and he can piss in public.
And he
Besides
can-
that, besides that, you have every right
you
that
have
that
every
men
right.
has, while also having rights that are exclusive to women,
If you,
which are reproductive
if
rights.
you and a man were to commit murder,
Let's
or
not get into those.
Were the same. If
Yeah.
you and a man were to commit the same kind of murder, you would actually serve less time.
And that goes back to gender norms. Like there's a difference between men and women.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we should embrace that. I think women should be women and men should be men again.
I agree.
Or because right now we're all acting the same, and obviously, as you can tell, it's cooking all of us.
It ain't working out very well.
We're doomed.
Yeah, God, where you at, man? Send help, man.
You
But
can-
anyways,
yeah.
bruh, you know, send the asteroid or something. Man, I don't know. I'm ready.
I don't know about all that. I wouldn't
You're
go
not
that
ready?
far.
You
But
want-
no, I'm okay, right?
Maybe a
where I'm
family.
at.
Maybe a family a little bit.
Yes,
Let me
please.
have a family, please. And all that kind of stuff.
Couple
first.
more years.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Oh.
guys, we appreciate y'all coming out. Piper, Emily.
Yes.
I call you Emmy, but it's
yeah,
fine.
it's okay.
All right, Emmy Awards. Yeah, but we hope y'all enjoyed this episode.
Thanks for
You
having
know,
us.
I think we
Yeah.
have so much more to speak on.
Oh,
Who
of
knows?
course.
Maybe if this video does well,
we might need a part 2.
Yeah, maybe a part 2. Who knows? Maybe
Maybe
Everybody
less
wants
daddy
to-
issue topics.
Everybody wants a
when
part
we,
two.
when we get more mics, we'll have more people on.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Everybody wants a part
I'm not.
two.
Yeah, everybody wants a part 2.
Yeah.
But their
I mean,
video has to do good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People
I'll
got
share
want.
it.
Yeah, share the shit out of it.
I got
All
you.
your sorority sisters, bring them on.
Bro.
Talk about that. That should be a whole podcast.
I know.
Sorority and how they get harassed and stuff. But not
Haste?
It's haste.
what?
Haste.
MTSU is a
Haze.
no haze zone. I'd just like to put
yeah,
that out
that's
there.
right. Yeah, that's right. Because apparently, rape was a big thing while I was there. But yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah. But anyways, guys, we thank you very much for coming on. Give yourselves a round of applause. Y'all did good. I don't know what
Yeah,
y'all
man.
nervous
I did
for.
really good,
Are we done
man.
now?
Yeah, man. Where
All
that?
right.
Where that? Wait a minute.
Oh, not done.
Where the game over sound effect, man? I
we're
need
not-
that, man. That's my favorite. Wait.
Yay.
I hate you so much.
I love you too, bro.
Man, fuck you.
You black mother. Okay.